Hello Eurovision fans, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Today I am trying to predict the jury winner of Eurovision 2023, and to do that I'm gonna look at the top 3 of the juries in the last 4 contests and try to draw conclusions what kinds of songs and performances appeal to the juries. Of course, each year is different, so it's a bit of speculation, but I love speculating. So I'm going to start with 2018 because, of course, unfortunately, we didn't have a contest in 2020. So the top 3 in 2018 were Israel, the eventual winner, Netta, a kind of weird, fun, catchy pop song with some hit potential, I think. In second place, Benjamin Ingrosso. I think one of the biggest discrepancies between viewers and juries in a while. He got a lot of points from the juries, but almost nothing. I seem to remember 7 points from the viewers, but a very slick pop performance, catchy song that apparently didn't appeal to the audience, but it did to jurors. And the winner that year was Caesar Samson with Nobody But You, an uplifting pop ballad with a great vocal performance. And there were also some gospel soul elements to it. These were the winners in 2018. In 2019, we had, again, the eventual winner in third place, Duncan Lawrence with Arcade. Obviously a hit, great pop ballad, great vocal performance. Sweden in 2019 was John Lundvik. Again, an uplifting song with some gospel and soul elements. Again, a very good vocal performance. And the winner that year, although on the night we thought that Sweden had won the jury vote, was Tamara Todevska, a simple but well-staged power ballad with an amazing vocal performance. You hear me repeat pop ballad and vocal performance, and that is what seems to be getting most points from the juries. Then in 2021, I put the Italian flag in a small place there because Måneskin almost made it into the top 3, but they didn't. And they are, of course, the eventual winners. In third place was Malta, Destiny, very slick pop song with a message and obviously an amazing vocal performance because it's Destiny. France, a pop ballad in French, so the language doesn't seem to play that big of a role, I think. Really well staged, incredibly emotional, great vocal performance by Barbara Pravi, and just an incredible and very impactful staging. And then you have La Suisse. I put Suisse because Switzerland is too long. John's Tears, again, ballad in French, really incredible vocal performance and well staged. And then in 2022, we still remember that, Ukraine, the eventual winner, came 4th. So you see a pattern, either they come 3rd or 4th. So look out this year who's 4th or 3rd with the juries. In third place was Chanel from Spain, a really well performed, I mean incredibly well performed pop song and good vocals as well. Cornelia Jacobs for Sweden in second place, a very well performed pop ballad again. And the UK slick pop song, great vocal performance. So what kinds of conclusions can we draw from these 4 years of Eurovision jury winners and top 3? Well, I think it helps to have a well-performed pop ballad. We have lots of examples. Duncan Lawrence, Barbara Pravi, Tamara Todevska, Caesar Samson, John Lundvik. It seems to help to have a soul or gospel influence in the song as well. Caesar Samson won and John Lundvik came 2nd. It can also be a slick pop song like Sam Ryder or Benjamin Ingrosso, and a fun, catchy, well-performed pop song, Netta, Destiny, and Chanel, according to me, are in this category. It's not the standard pop ballad, but it's a bit crazy like Netta or a bit more movement like Chanel, but they still appealed to the juries. What usually doesn't appeal too much to the jury seems to be rock. Måneskin won and only came 4th with the juries. Ethnic influences, there's no song except maybe Voila, if you count that really has an ethnic influence in the last 4 years that came into the top 3. Artsy stuff, subpar vocals are a no-no for juries, and also I think messy performances. So based on all of this, I have tried to make a prediction for this year, so let's look at that together. In 10th place, the 10th most likely jury winner, I have Switzerland. He has an amazing voice, and you've heard me say that juries really like good voices, and he has done a live performance this week, and his voice was just amazing, just like the recording. So I think that this can do quite well with the juries. However, first of all, he has to qualify through the televote only semifinal. That's a problem. And then jurors are also people, and they might also have the reaction that many fans have to the lyrics, feel that they are a bit tone deaf and a bit cringe and a bit too on the nose. So that's why I put him 10th, not higher, because his vocal performance and also the style of song, pop ballad, would be something that the juries would be interested in, I think. Number 9, I have the United Kingdom. Slick pop song. She has to improve her vocals from the pre-party, but apparently she was sick. I think that it helps her that it's the home entry, and there's this whole story behind the song as well, that the United Kingdom is finally taking Eurovision seriously. It was not just an outlier with Sam Ryder. They're really taking it seriously. The second good pop song, I think it helps to be a hit in the UK already, and the juries will think if you're a hit in the UK, it must be a good song, and they will have that knowledge, I think. So there is a bit of a chance that the UK could do really well with the juries. There were some other songs that I'm going to talk about at the end of the video that I almost put in here, but I do think that the whole narrative is better for the United Kingdom. In 8th place, the Netherlands, mostly because it's a really well-performed, or I'm guessing well-performed, pop ballad, which will have an interesting staging, I'm almost sure. And they don't have the problem that the lyrics are a bit cringe like Switzerland. So if they make it through their semifinal, they could potentially do really, really well and even win the jury vote. In 7th place, this might be surprising to some, I have Finland. Now, if Netta can come third with the juries with Toy, if Chanel can come third with the juries with a song that is not necessarily the most well composed, but it is an amazing performance that grabs your attention, I don't see why Kädiä should not be able to win the jury vote. He won it in UMK in the Finnish national final. So I do think that there's this bit of a chance. He's 7th, he's not the most likely, I think, but there is a bit of a chance that juries could go for this, especially because I read that the EBU has changed the instructions a little bit to say that out-of-the-box entries should not be punished or something like that. I didn't find the source anymore, and I don't remember where I read it, but this could also help Finland if it is true. If you know anything about that, let me know in the comments, please. In 6th place, I have Armenia. It is a pop ballad. There is she's a great performer. She has a great voice. I think it will be a very slick performance, and the song is somewhere between pop ballad, and then it moves to a more up-tempo song in the middle and then goes back to being a ballad. I do think that juries will respond to this also because of the string instrumentation, which is just beautiful and makes it sound incredibly modern at the same time, but also very classy, the strings. So I do think that juries will like that. My number 5 is La France. Évidemment, Lazara. Évidemment, it's France. Comparing it to Voila a little bit, which came second in the jury vote, I think she can have equally as impactful as a performance. She has an amazing voice. I think she can really perform well live. She has all of this diva energy. She knows how to move, how to perform, how to infuse class into the song. It's a very cabaret ballad, but there's also some disco elements. I really think the juries could go for that. I think they will come up with an amazing staging that will make it even more impactful. So I do think that France has a good chance to win the jury vote. Number 4 for me, this might be a bit of a surprise, is Austria. If Netta can come third with the juries, I think this song can also come really high and may even win, because I think they have great vocals. I think They know each other, and that's why they will sing well with each other. They have their whole heart in this. I think they tried to go to Eurovision before in Austria and in Serbia. So I do think they will put a lot of effort into their performance. Bit anxious about the staging because Austria doesn't have a great track record and it's a bit hard to stage the song. But anyway, the main reason I have it this high in my jury prediction is that there are lots of references and critiques and criticisms of the music industry. And the normal viewer may not get it right away, but someone working in the music industry will get what 0.003 means, the amount Spotify pays for a stream, or all of these other references you have in the song. So I do think this could appeal exactly to that group of people that are voting in all of the different countries, and that's why I have it so high up. I hope they get a good staging, honestly. Then I have Lithuania. This might be a bit controversial as well. I think no one expects this to happen, but let me explain myself. If there is a song like Caesar Samson in 2018 and Jun Lundvik in 2019, an uplifting pop song that is well performed, there are some gospel influences, some soul, telling a story and a great staging, and she already has all of that, and it can only get better until Eurovision, I think. I think that this could be a real dark horse and a possible jury winner. I would not be surprised if we see Lithuania first after all the juries have voted, just like North Macedonia should have been first in 2019. No one expected that. No one expected Austria to win the jury vote, I think. And I think that Lithuania could be one of these dark horses and complete surprises coming up. In second place, I have Italy. You know that I love him, but I'm trying to be as objective as possible here. He is an amazing performer. He has an amazing voice. This is exactly this first thing, well-performed pop ballad, this first category. He falls right into that. He has amazing performance chops. It's a good song. It's a well-written and composed song that can really catch jury's attention. He will have an amazing performance. So I do think that this could be like the voila of this year and will do really, really well. I was going to look up how low the Sanremo winners were in the jury vote. I think the lowest is probably 6th or 7th. Well, except in 2018, I guess. But all of the other ones, being a Sanremo winner, I think already carries a bit of weight with the juries as well. Just like I said with the UK, being a hit in the UK does. So I do think that Marco has a good chance to win the jury vote. Now, my number one might not surprise you. I think Sweden is just the slickest, most mainstream, most well-performed and well-written song this year for juries. I don't think it's the most well-written song in general, but for the juries, they will look at this, at the staging, at her vocal performance, at her professionalism, and at the hit potential of this song as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this became a hit all over Europe, all across Europe after Eurovision. So I do think they will look at that and can't do anything else but vote for it. And Sweden has an amazing track record with the juries especially. You've seen them in almost every year of the last 4 years, except 2021. They were in the top 3. Imagine that. So, and with a song like Tattoo, I do think that Sweden will probably win the jury vote. Now, I told you that there are some countries that almost made it into my list, and I wanted to mention that. One is Israel. I was between UK, Israel, Switzerland. In the end, I chose UK and Switzerland because I think juries will notice the disjointed nature of the song. She may convince them to vote for her because of her vocal performance and her performance in general, but I'm not that sure yet. Then there's Norway, which could also be quite successful, but I don't think it will win the jury vote, and this is the top 10 most likely to win. I think it will be quite high with the juries, but not win. Same for Estonia. I think they will get quite a few points from the juries, but I don't think it's a jury winner. And then 2 songs, Czechia and Spain. A lot of people seem to think that Spain will do really well with the juries, but I'll put up the categories again. It doesn't fall into any of these. It's not a really pop ballad. It's not a slick pop song. It's not fun, catchy. It is well performed. And this element that ethnic songs don't really do well with the juries might hurt it as well, I think. Same goes for Czechia, even though I think it's a bit more accessible than Spain. Again, I think it's a bit too... It has too many ethnic influences maybe for the juries to go for it. I do hope that the televoters will vote quite a lot for it. So this is quite a long video, I think. Sorry if I rambled a bit, but let me know in the comments who you think the most likely jury winner is, where I'm completely wrong and where you agree with me. And please subscribe to my channel for more predictions, lyric interpretation videos of Eurovision 2023, and also history videos on the history of Eurovision. So please subscribe to my channel and come back for the next video. Bye-bye.